Welcome to video lecture on web scraping. What is web scraping? Web scraping is pulling out information that we want from a website. Example, headlines from a news site. Now there are two ways to extract data from any website. One is using the API of the website, if at all they are providing it, and the second way is through web scraping, that is accessing the HTML of the web page and extracting information. Now please keep in mind, web scraping is not legal. Some websites do not even allow web scraping, so be very careful before you do web scraping. Now there are three steps involved basically in web scraping. First is sending an HTTP request to the URL of the web page you want to access. Okay, we need to have the HTML of that particular website. So what we do is we send the HTTP request to that website and that server sends you back the HTML. Okay, request library is used for this task. Second is parsing through the HTML. Since most of the HTML data is nested, we need a parser which can create a nested tree structure. Okay, so next what we do is we parse. Okay, we use a parser to create a tree structure. Okay, now the tree structure is ready with us. What we need to do next is we need to navigate through the tree structure, and that is done using the Beautiful Soup library. Okay, so there are basically three steps involved. Okay, now libraries that we need request library, we need HTML parser, and we need Beautiful library. Request library to request for the HTML. Once we have the HTML, we need HTML parser to form a tree structure. Okay, once the tree structure is formed, we need a Beautiful Soup library in order to navigate through the tree. Okay, now Beautiful Soup is a Python library for pulling data out of HTML and XML files. It works with a parser to provide ways of navigating, searching and modifying the parsed tree. Now Python also supports other ways, like you can go for mechanized, you can go for scrapework, or you can go for Scrapy. Okay, so we'll be studying about how to use Beautiful Soup. Request library. Request is a Python module that you can use to send all kind of HTTP requests. Next is HTML parser. Now there are many HTML parsers available. We'll be using LXML. Okay, installation. You need to have pip. Okay, pip is a package management system used to install and manage software packages written in Python. So if it's not installed, please install it. Okay, after that you will install these three libraries. Okay, and these are the commands for installing. Pip install Beautiful Soup 4, pip install LXML, this for the parser, and pip install request, this for the request module. Okay, we shall see an example. This is the sample HTML document that we'll be using. Okay, the Dormouse story, and this is the text. Once upon a time there were three little sisters and their names were Elsie, Lazy and Tilly, and they lived at the bottom of a well. And this is the HTML of the sample. Okay, so this is the HTML. Now what we are going to do is we are going to see how to navigate, okay, through by using Beautiful Soup object. Okay, the first is navigating using element name. Okay, so what I can do is I can write soup.title. As you can see here, title is one of the elements. Okay, so title is an element. When I say soup.title, okay, it will return me this particular element. Okay, I have written a file, or I've already written the code for it. Now see, here there are imports. Okay, first you need to import your Beautiful Soup, you need to import your request. Okay, anyways, we are not going to use request in this particular example because the file exists on my desktop. So actually I'm not going to send a request. Okay, I'm just opening the file as HTML_file, and I'm calling the beautiful soup function. We need to pass two parameters, the HTML and the parser. Okay, so here HTML underscore file contains the HTML of our document, and then we pass the parser. Okay, now there is a function called as prettify. Let's run it. Okay, okay, so what with prettify we can make the HTML code look better. It gives the visual representation of the parse tree created from the raw HTML content. Okay, as I said, the first one is navigating using element name. So we shall see an example. Okay, I'll just comment out this prettify because it takes a lot of space. Okay, so print soup dot title. Okay, so when I do this, what it's going to give me, the title element. Okay, now if I want the text of the title element, okay, I will say soup dot title dot string. So it will give me the text of the title element. Okay, let's uncomment it. Okay, so it's giving me the title of the text of the title element. Okay, the next thing is I've written soup dot title dot parent dot name. Okay, so basically the parent of title element. Okay, so let's comment this. Here I've written two. One is soup dot title dot parent. Let's have a look at both of them. Okay, so soup dot title, okay, dot parent. Okay, head is the parent of the title element, so it will return me the entire head element. And when I say soup dot title dot parent dot head, okay, parent dot name, it will return me the name of the parent element. Okay, next is now okay, so when I say soup dot p, it will give me the first p tag, and when I say soup dot a, it will return me the first a tag, the first anchor tag. Okay, let's have a look. I'll comment them. Uncomment. Okay, so it's returning me the p tag. Similarly, it will return me the anchor tag. Next is, this was about navigating using element name. Next is navigating using attribute of the element. So here earlier we just used to specify soup.p. Now we can specify the attribute of the element. So here if you can see, okay, p has an attribute called as class. Okay, so I can say soup.p in square brackets, I can specify the name of the attribute and it will return me its value. Okay, so here the value is title. Okay, the attribute name is class and its value is title. Okay, so it will return me the title. Okay, this is about accessing the attribute. Okay, let's have a look. So as we can see, it's returning me the attribute value. Okay, next is navigating using the find method. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to write soup.find and then the name. Okay, so it will find that particular name and it will return. Okay, now here let's have a look at the, okay, title is the name of the element. Okay, when I say soup dot find title, it will return me the title. Okay, here we have soup dot find a, so it will return me the anchor tag. Okay, let's, okay, so it's returning me the first anchor tag. Okay, because I said soup dot find a. Okay, so it's returning me the anchor tag. Next is find all. Here it was returning me the first anchor tag. With find all, it will return me all the anchor tags. Okay, it find all, I am specifying a. Okay, so it will return me all the anchor tags. Let's have a look. Okay, so here as we can see, it's returning all the anchor tags. Okay, next we can specify some attribute value as well. In find, we can specify the attribute value as well. Here the anchor tag is having an attribute called as id. So using the attribute, we can find a particular tag. Okay, so here we are saying, just comment out this and comment this. Okay, so we are saying soup dot find id is equal to link 3. So it will return me, let's run, it will return me and the anchor tag wherein the id value is equal to link 3. Okay, next is navigating using the CSS class. Okay, so now we can navigate using the CSS class also. So how do we write that? Soup dot find or find all, whatever we want. Okay, we specify the tag. Here it is a tag and having class, CSS class name equals to sister. Now let's see the HTML. See here, this is my anchor tag. Okay, and it is having the class name as sister. It's a CSS class. So I can loop, or I can find out an element using the CSS class as well. Okay, let's okay, so here we have found out using the CSS class. Okay, now the next thing is, there are certain common tasks that we always do. Okay, one common task is extracting all the URLs found within a page. So basically it's simple, it's nothing, you just have to find the anchor tags. Obviously you will have to use find all because we want to find all the anchor tags. Okay, and then we'll just loop through the anchor tag. Okay, this is one thing. Another common task is extracting all the text. Okay, so here I have taken same example of an anchor tag, and here I am extracting, I am using the function get underscore text, which will return me the text, and here I am using the function get href, which will return me the link, the URL. Okay, so basically what we have done is, in a underscore tag, okay, this is a variable name, a underscore tag. Here in this I am storing all my anchor tags. Okay, I am saying soup dot find all a. Okay, where class is equal to sister. This is CSS class. So all the anchor tags would be stored in a underscore tag. Next thing what I am doing is, I am just looping. Okay, I am just looping for link in a underscore tag. Print what? Link dot, okay, this is the link variable, link dot get href. Okay, so it will return me all the URLs which we have specified in href attribute of the anchor tag. Let's have a look. Okay, so what have we written over here? A underscore tag is equal to soup dot find all. Find all what? Find all or anchor tags where class is equal to sister, and then I'm just printing those A underscore tag first. Okay, so A underscore tags are first printed, and then what we are doing is we are doing get text. So whatever is there, whatever text is there between these closing and ending anchor tags would be displayed. So LC, lacy and tilly would be displayed. Next is what we are doing is for link in A underscore tag, link we are printing link dot get href. Okay, so what's it's printing? It's printing all the URLs. Let's see an actual web scraping example. So what we are going to do is we are going to take the top news stories from Times of India. Okay, so these are the imports from PS4 import beautiful soup import request. Now what I'm going to do is next is I'm going to make a get request. Okay, so request dot get the URL dot text. So the HTML of this page would be stored in source. Now I'm calling my beautiful soup function where I'm passing the HTML and the name of the parser that I want. Okay, now what will happen? My soup object would be formed through which I can navigate. Now what I see, always it's important to study the HTML. Okay, now okay, see this is the particular page. Okay, now see I am looking for I want the top news. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just right click over here and I'll say inspect. Okay, when I do that it shows me, see this, look at this particular div. So basically this is that div. Okay, the top news, it comes, the top news stories, it comes under this particular div. Okay, and the CSS class of this div is what? Top story, top hyphen story. So what I can do is I can say soup dot find div tag where the CSS class is equal to top hyphen story dot text. So whatever text is there between the div closing and ending beginning and ending tag would be stored in top news variable. Okay, so whatever text is there inside that div tag would be stored in top news, and then I am simply printing my top news. Okay, let's run this. Okay, so as we can see, top news stories, and these are the top news that we have fetched by scraping. Thank you.